Alright, hello and welcome to this weather update, but it's easier for me not that I don't have to hold it at least. We're going to take a look and see what the temperatures reach today. We'll first start off on Long Island, and we'll see what the temperatures reach. Let's see, we have, waiting for it to load, 50 degrees right now at Farmingdale Airport, so let's see what it reached at Farmingdale. It reached 61 degrees at Farmingdale. Right, so 61 Farmingdale. Probably similar number at Islip. We'll look at Islip too. Again, waiting for it to load. I guess I should have had this set up before. 51 degrees at Islip. And temperature hit 62 right here. So the high 62 at Islip. Right, so Long Island got into the low 60s for the most part. We'll go and look at Manhattan. So for currently 57, probably hit 70 there. Yeah, it hit 70 in the city, so it did hit 70 at Central Park. Right there, you see. And now we'll go and look at our hotspot in New Jersey, west of Toms River. And we'll go ahead and look at that, see what that looks like. So right now you can see it's already warmer there, 58 even at night. Strong south wind at 12, gusting to 20. And there is a brush fire that started. So it hit 74 in Toms River. 74 in Toms River. So quite a bit warmer there. No surprise. I want to see what that other place hit. So Fort Dix, or it's actually called McGuire Air Force Base. Look at that, it's still 61. And even hotter there, 77. So that actually might be even hotter than Toms River. 77. That's crazy. That's how hot it was in Jersey. That's how hot it was in Jersey. So let's take a look at the radar, because I think we have some rain moving in. Let's see if there's any rain. No, nothing right now. But the rain will be moving in for tomorrow. This is just ground clutter here. So let's take a look and see what the models have to say for the next week, and then we'll take a look at tomorrow's system. So you can see here's that ridge. We're in the warm air. Front approaches us tomorrow, passes through, and then we should have a nice day on Monday. And then this is why I wanted to do this, the coastal system. Right now still stays offshore. GFS is now making it more intense again. Look at how deep this coastal that forms is. It's very deep, and it makes a close brush with us. So like I said, we have to watch it. Even though it stays offshore, we're going to have to watch that coastal, because that's a very intense coastal low right there. Almost looks like a tropical system, the way it just explodes there. That's definitely something to be something to watch, and I want to look at it on some of the other models too. Let's look at it on the well, we'll look at it again in a little more when I do tomorrow night's weather update, because I want to wait for a couple more runs. The model, it's still far out. Let's get a little closer and look at what's going to happen over the next 48 or so hours. So as we go into Sunday, you see there's that front moving through, and then we clear out. We have a nice day on Monday, Tuesday, and then there's that storm that comes awfully close to us. So we're going to have to definitely watch that. So let's take a look and see how much rain that it is predicting. So we'll look at the total accumulated precip, and we'll see how much rain it doesn't really give us a lot of rain for tomorrow, thank God. Not too wet of a day, probably around 1/4 of an inch, so that's not too bad. We'll go and look at the NAM model as well, and see what that looks like as far as the rain. Similar amounts, maybe a little more on the east end. We'll go ahead and look at the radar interpretation. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. So it's going to pass through in the afternoon, probably between, I would say, chance of showers anytime between like noon, that's 12 noon, and 5 o'clock or so. So 5, 6 o'clock. And then after that, it should wrap up. The front moves away, and we have this nice big high that's going to build in and bring us a nice day on Monday, and perhaps maybe Tuesday too. We'll have to see about that. We'll move the things over to look at the sky now. Let's see what the sky is going to do. So tomorrow we know we'll have clouds, but as you see, we clear out Monday pretty nicely. This front might hang up a little bit over here, but I think it stays far enough south that most of New Jersey and Long Island should have clear skies. And should have a nice clear day. But yeah, the cirrus probably rolls back in on us on Tuesday. So let me look at the GFS and see what that has for the sky as well. Alright, so it does clear us out Monday. Could be some clouds over Long Island perhaps, but New Jersey looks clear. So even though Sunday's going to suck, it looks like Monday will be a nice day. But the clouds rolling in us on Tuesday. But oh, look at that. It almost looks like a hurricane, doesn't it? Look at that. This is going to be one hell of a storm. I'll tell you that right now. So it bears watching, that's for sure. Let's see what the temperatures are going to do for the next couple of days. So we are looking at the temperatures, and you see this was today. We go into tomorrow, and you can see much cooler. Temperatures only in the 50s with the clouds and rain as the front moves through. And then things get cold by the morning. Monday morning could be around 30, 32 degrees, so it could actually reach freezing. It's a pretty chilly air mass. And then for Monday, we only get into the mid-40s, so that's significantly below normal. But then we go back up toward upper 40s to around 50 on Tuesday with the return flow. But that storm may keep the warm air at bay, so we'll have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. Maybe for Wednesday, we might only still be in the 50s with that northeast flow with the storm right here. You can see that actually shows up pretty well. And then behind that storm, probably cools off again. Yep, it does. So, and then we see a rebound in temperatures. We'll just go here. And you see, by next weekend, we're back in the warm air again. It warms up quite a bit again. So there is more warm weather on the way. Today you just had a little taste of it. But that storm really concerns me. So I will look at it a little more on some of these other models. Let's look at the Canadian. And I'm going to actually go and we're going to actually just take this back out to the Konas. And I want to look at the Canadian and look at that storm. So let's do that. So Canadian keeps it offshore too, but very intense storm. Let me go to the NAM 12 kilometer. Doesn't go out that far, but you can see there it is. It's really close, so it definitely bears watching. I don't think the NAM goes any further out than that. Let's see if it does not. Alright, so we can look at the ICON. The ICON takes it much closer. It looks like a freaking hurricane, doesn't it? Wow. Very unusual to see. Alright, Euro. It's offshore, but it's just offshore. We may get swells from this thing. So, I mean, this is a very deep low. 990 millibars is very, very deep. Very deep storm. And I guess we'll go to earthnullschool.net and I'll explain to you what's making that storm so deep. And you could take a guess before I wrap up this weather update, and it's going to be the ocean temperatures. So just waiting for it to load. And we're going to go and look at the ocean temperature anomaly. Yep. There you go. There's your warm water. So once it gets over this really warm water, the water off the Cape Hatteras area is here, let me move this over. It's 6.2 degrees Celsius above normal. That's like 12 Fahrenheit above what it's supposed to be. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, and that's due to climate change. They have all this warm water here because of climate change. Let me change this to the actual sea surface temperature. I'm just explaining to you what's causing this storm to be so intense. So, 24.3 degrees Celsius. That's well into the 70s for water temperatures. So, very warm, very abnormal, very disturbing. And this is why we have to watch climate change. And like I said, you live along the water, those South Shore areas, very popular, but those areas are going to be in for a world of hurt with climate change. And the middle of the island is the safest place from natural disasters. Eventually people are going to realize that. Eventually. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.